Alright, here's where I'm going to show you how I made 60% in only 2 days. This is my TradeKing account, and I want to show you a trade right here. Notice the range says today. Take a look at this date, 9/24/09. That's today. Sold to close 5 contracts of UQFVG at a price of $1.30 per share. And just look 2 days earlier on 9/22/09, I bought to open 5 contracts of UQFVG at 80 cents per share. That comes out to a 62% return in only 2 days. And how did I do that? Let me show you now how it was done. Alright everybody, this is how I was able to make these big gains in just a short amount of time. Now notice that URE about a year ago was back here at around $27, $28. Today it's down over here at remember this is right here, this is 9.24, and you see it's at $5.79. So this stock could potentially, well, this is not a stock, but this is an ETF, and this could potentially go from this $6 back up to $27, giving us almost a 500% return over the long run. So this is why I recommended it. But let's see if we can make some money off of the short term off of this, because that's what I always like to do. First, let's zoom in and get a little closer on this, and let's go in about here, I guess. Now take a look at what you see right here. Right here is the day I released this on Twitter there and told everyone to go short the next morning on URE, and then the next morning you see it opened way up here, so we were able to get in and ride this down for 3 days, and then I was able to close my position right here and get out and make a 62% profit. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit better here. Okay. We're going to add some lines. Okay. This is called a trend line or an upper resistance line. And you can see, let's draw lower resistance lines. Now, I like to keep them parallel if possible. So let's see how we can do this. Let's see if we go right about here. Okay. Now if you take a look right here, these two lines look like they are parallel. Alright, now what you want to do is, I've mentioned this in my video, how to trade stocks in a volatile market. What happens is when the stock is over here, you want to go short on it, and when it hits the bottom resistance line, you want to go on the upside. Okay, so now we want to go up, and then when we get up here, you want to sell it again, and you want to go short, and when you hit the bottom line, you want to buy it and go long. So you see how you can play this up and down. Okay, well, just recently it hit right here, okay, and that was a signal that it was going to go down. So on the 21st, which is this day right here, that's when I told everyone on my on Twitter that this is the one, go the next morning to buy a put on this and ride it down. So the next morning it was way up here, and we were able to sit there, and over the course of 2 days, and I sold it the next morning, we were able to ride it down to here. So now the question is, why did I exit here instead of waiting for it to hit the bottom line here? And here's my rationale on this matter. Yes, it might go down even lower to this bottom part here, but there's also a possibility. We're going to add a line here. Notice that right in here, Okay, notice, well, actually, we're going to line this up here. This is almost straight. Whoops. I think, well, maybe a little bit lower. But anyway, you get the picture right about here. So anyhow, what we have here is maybe something like that. What we have here is we've also got a line of resistance where right in here it's having a little bit of resistance. It broke through this one day. Then it went down, it came up close to it, and it couldn't go above it again. It came down, and then it went up. Finally it broke through here. Now it's clear sailing up to the next resistance line. Usually when it breaks through, it finds that as a support the next time. So now, while we're over here today, it looks like it's right at that line. Whoops, I keep getting this backwards. So it looks like it's right here at this line, so it's time to sell, and that's why I closed it out here. But there's also the possibility that this stock, because we can't see what's going to happen out here, but let's draw this line out even more. Let's say this line goes out to here, and this line keeps going up to here, okay? Now, it is possible that this line could just like move sideways until it eventually hits right over here, at which time it would be the time to sell before it moves up again. We don't quite, well, actually I guess it would be down here, right? The stock might end up going sideways, and then we would end up selling right here anyway at the same price. So why not get out a little bit early and take our profit? Don't get greedy. We took 62%. It could tomorrow head right back up, or over the next couple of days it may not hit this, or if it does hit this, it may end up going sideways like it did over here. We saw it moving sideways over here, moving up and down. So I think that's probably what it's going to do, and it's eventually going to come back here and hit this line over here, and at the same price. So why not get out now, because we are in an option and there is time value on this, so we're going to save our money, and that's why I recommended you sell it today. Alright, now let's say you don't know how to do this stuff and you want an easy way of know when to get a good stock and make some big bucks. You are going to see that if you had been a follower of me, now I've just started doing this on Twitter. I've only tweeted like 34 times right here. I have only 11 followers. But if you'd have been one of my followers, you could have cashed in on this too, because take a look right here on right here. It says, I'm planning on buying UQFVG in the morning. We'll close the put when URE drops to around 550. So I'm telling you when I'm going to get in and when I'm going to get out. This was right here on September 21st. Now remember, I showed you where I bought this one on the 22nd. So the very next day I took my own advice and I bought that one. Now look right here. This is like 9 hours ago I posted this. And this one says right here, alright followers, UQFVG is trading at $1.25. Close out the position for a 56% profit in 3 days. As you saw, I was in it from the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Yeah, so it was 3 days. And I posted this before I actually closed out my position, which I closed out at $1.30, not $1.25, as you saw, and I made a 62% profit. So why don't you come over here and join me over here and become one of my followers and start making some money on these stock picks. Remember that stock locator over at twitter.com. Now you can learn more of my strategies for making these big gains in my video, How to Trade Stocks in a Volatile Market. You can get my DVD at this website right here, volatilestockTrading.com/DVD. Once again, that's volatilestockTrading.com/DVD. Go there now and you can order this, and I'm going to show you more ways that you can make 50-60% in just a matter of days.